Imagine you're standing in the dim glow of a cluttered study, shadows dancing across yellowed pages, and half-finished equations scrawled on walls that seem to whisper secrets. You've always revered the geniuses, the Einsteins, the Van Goghs, the Teslas, who bent reality to their will, birthing innovations that reshaped the world. But what if that very brilliance is a double-edged blade, slicing through sanity as it carves genius? You feel it, don't you? That nagging pull, the paradox that haunts history. Why do the minds that illuminate the darkest corners of knowledge so often plunge into their own abyss? Consider this. Genius isn't just intellect. It's a relentless storm of perception, where ordinary boundaries dissolve and you see connections others dismiss as madness. Yet this heightened awareness breeds isolation, a solitary orbit where your thoughts outpace the world's rhythm. You question reality itself. Is the line between visionary insight and delusional frenzy as thin as a razor's edge? History taunts us with examples. Nietzsche, whose philosophical thunderbolts preceded his descent into silence. Or Virginia Woolf, whose prose danced on waves of creativity only to drown in them. What invisible force propels these titans toward the brink? Is it the weight of unshared visions, or something deeper, etched into the human psyche? You sense the tension building, a curiosity that claws at your mind. If genius courts madness, what hidden mechanisms drive this tragic waltz? But hold on, before you dismiss it as fate, imagine unlocking the roots of this enigma. What if understanding this paradox could shield your own mind from similar shadows? Yet, the true question lingers. Are we all potential geniuses, teetering on that edge, or mere spectators to a cosmic joke? As you ponder, the veil lifts just enough to reveal a glimpse of the psychological undercurrents. But to grasp why this madness beckons, we must delve into the shadowed realms of the soul, where philosophy and psyche collide in ways that might forever alter how you see yourself. You're still standing in that dimly lit study, the air thick with the weight of unspoken truths. You've glimpsed the paradox. Genius, that radiant gift, often drags its bearers toward madness. But why? What hidden machinery in the psyche turns brilliance into a burden? Dive deeper, and you'll find the answer lies in a clash between the infinite mind and a finite world. Carl Jung called it the tension of opposites. A genius's psyche is a crucible, where the collective unconscious churns with archetypes that demand expression. Yet society, rigid and unyielding, brands these visions as lunacy. Nietzsche warned that gazing into the abyss risks the abyss gazing back. His own descent into silence proves it. You feel it, don't you? The suffocating pressure of seeing what others can't, of carrying truths too vast for words. Philosophically, it's existential dread amplified, Sartre's nausea of freedom, where boundless potential becomes a prison. A genius perceives patterns, cosmic, mathematical, artistic, that outstrip language, leaving them stranded in isolation. Schopenhauer's pessimism looms here. The will to create is insatiable, yet the world resists, mocking the visionary with indifference. Psychologically, it's a feedback loop. Hyperactive neural pathways spark brilliance, but erode stability, like a star burning too brightly before collapse. You're left wondering, is this the price of transcendence, or a societal cage we've built for those who dare to soar? The deeper peril awaits. What does this silent force do to us all, genius or not? You're still in that shadowed study, the air heavier now, as if the walls themselves hold their breath. You've seen how genius teeters on the edge of madness, driven by a psyche stretched thin between infinite vision and a world too small to contain it. But what happens when this unseen force ripples outward, unnoticed, reshaping lives and societies? The consequences are insidious. Like a fog, you only notice once it chokes you. Geniuses, in their solitude, become canaries in the coal mine of human consciousness, revealing a truth we all dodge. Our minds are wired to betray us. Cognitive biases, confirmation bias, the Dunning-Kruger effect, trick us into clinging to comfortable illusions. But geniuses, stripped of those filters, face raw reality. Their brains, flooded with dopamine and overactive neural networks, amplify every insight and every torment, making stability a mirage. Society doesn't help. It worships the genius's output while shunning their chaos. We lionize Steve Jobs' innovation, but whisper about his volatility, as if brilliance should come without cost. This cultural conditioning gaslights the visionary, leading them to question their own sanity. You feel the urgency now, don't you? If even the greatest minds crumble under this weight, what does it mean for you, navigating a world that punishes divergence? The stakes are higher than you think. Left unchecked, this force distorts not just minds, but entire civilizations. Yet, what if there's a way to break free, to wield your own spark without burning out? You're still in that study, the air now electric with possibility, the shadows less oppressive as a spark ignites within you. You've seen how genius courts madness, how society and psyche conspire to trap brilliance in a cycle of torment. But what if you could rebel against this invisible cage? Breaking free demands a radical shift, a defiance of the world's demand for conformity and your own mind's spiral into chaos. Imagine rejecting the binary of genius or madness, forging a third path where insight fuels creation without destruction. Nietzsche's amor fati, love of fate, offers a clue. Embrace the struggle, not as a curse, but as fuel. History whispers of rebels who did just that. Leonardo da Vinci, channeling his restless mind into art and invention. Or Maya Angelou, transmuting pain into poetry that redefined resilience. Psychologically, it's about rewiring your response to isolation. Instead of internalizing society's scorn, you can cultivate what Jung called individuation, integrating your shadow, that chaotic brilliance, into a whole self. Practically, it's counterintuitive. Set boundaries on your own intensity, like a circuit breaker for a surging mind. Meditate to quiet the noise, or journal to externalize the storm. You're not taming your genius, you're directing it. The world will still resist, but you'll stand firm, a lighthouse in the fog. Can you feel the power in that? But the deepest truth, the one that could redefine your entire existence, waits just beyond this rebellion. What is it? You stand in the study, no longer confined by its shadows, the air alive with the revelation that hums in your bones. You've traced the perilous dance of genius and madness, rebelled against its traps. But now the ultimate truth unveils itself, reshaping reality like a supernova. Genius doesn't court madness because of some cosmic curse. It's the raw edge of human potential, where the mind brushes against the infinite. Madness isn't the price. It's the shadow of a soul daring to see beyond the veil. Viktor Frankl's wisdom echoes here. Meaning, not madness, is what anchors us. The genius's struggle reveals a universal truth. You, too, carry a spark of that infinite, and the world's resistance is just noise, not destiny. This paradigm shift is seismic. You're not a bystander to brilliance, but a participant, capable of wielding your own vision without fracturing. Embrace the tension, as Aldous Huxley urged, not as torment, but as a call to create, to find purpose in the chaos. Picture Van Gogh, painting starlit skies through his pain, or Turing, decoding the future despite his persecution. Their legacy isn't their fall, it's their defiance. You're left haunted, inspired. What if your own struggles are the raw material for transcendence? Step forward, not as a genius doomed to madness, but as a creator forging meaning from the void. The question now is, what will you paint on the canvas of your own infinite? So, what do you think? What drives geniuses to madness? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in exploring more about the fascinating world of geniuses, be sure to check out my next video on the dark side of creativity.